Can you click on your little thing because you're kind of faded? Say, oh, I have to add you. I got it. That was on my end. Now you're up there.
Yeah.
Okay, we were having some technical difficulties. This is Sheila and Caddo Cax, Alan Fox. Hi, Alan. Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
We're doing good. We're going to get this worked out. This is our first. This is kind of cool, isn't it?
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah. Let's start with this right here. That's our intro.
Oh.
Right. And this is how. Hi, welcome to Hollywood Happenings. Who is Hollywood Happenings? We cover the latest news, sports, entertainment, some political news, fashion, beauty, trending stories, celebrity home tours, Hollywood history, the real Hollywood. Ever walk down the Walk of Fame and wonder who they are? Subscribe, hit the bell to find out more. Stay with Hollywood Happenings for the latest trending. And we're back. So, this was a journey to get to this point. Because you usually do your Zoom interviews and this. So what do you think of the StreamYard / YouTube?
I like this. This is our first time to do this.
So why don't let's try and see how this works out. I'm going to have you guys open up with your newest song. Is it
It's called Would You?
What is it?
Would you? Would you be my friend?
Could you play that? Let's start out with that.
Okay, for sure.
And I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, here we go.
Nothing lasts forever. I know nothing free will last.
I know love sometimes lasts forever. I know love sometimes sets you free. Want to be my friend.
Live on YouTube. Come on over to YouTube, Hollywood Happenings.
Want to be my friend. I know we can't change the weather. I know just stick around, you'll see.
I know our love could last forever. I know just stick around, you'll see.
So want you be my friend. Want to be my friend. But sometimes late at night, when I'm cold and I'm alone, I'm scared.
For the full interview, check us out on YouTube.
That I love you and I know everything's gonna be alright.
and the Caddo Cat.
Would you be my friend? Would you be my friend? Oh, not to the end. 'Cause I know our love could last forever.
Our love could last forever.
And I know
Just stick around, you'll see.
I know our love could set us free. I know our love will set us free.
And that was Sheila and the Caddo Cats. Come on over to YouTube for the full interview. And we're going to click out of this one. You guys don't go anywhere.
Okay. Could
Yeah,
you hear us okay?
I could hear you okay. And I'm gonna check it out on TikTok later. I put it on TikTok for you guys.
All right. Yeah, we're in our studio, so maybe the sound is better in here. So Studio 520.
Studio 520. So how did you first get started in music?
In beautiful downtown Carthage, Texas.
Where is Carthage, Texas?
Pardon me?
Where is that? What part of Texas is
We
that?
are at the edge of Texas, very edge of East Texas, about 35 miles from Shreveport, Louisiana.
So you're on the Houston side.
And about 900 miles from El Paso.
Okay, so you're like kind of in the middle. You know where Fort Stockton is?
Fort Stockton? No.
Okay. No
We're
worries.
in East Texas.
East Texas, very edge of Texas over here. By Marshall, Longview, Nacogdoches, just west of Shreveport, Louisiana. We're right on the border of Louisiana.
And you have a new video that you were mentioning that you guys were getting ready to do.
The video, would you?
What?
She wanted to ask about the video.
Well, answer her.
Oh.
One of you.
Yes, we've been working on, we had a video shoot in May, and we invited all our fans and friends, and we had a big party, and we, recorded us doing Would You, and we're going to have other scenes, and it's in the editing mode right now and should be finished sometime in the fall or by Christmas time. So we're really excited about it.
And what is the song?
Would You, that we just played,
Okay.
that Alan wrote. Alan wrote it, and we just decided, and he decided on all the scenes that were being done.
Well, there was a collaboration also with the people who were shooting the video.
Yes, our video production.
And how long does it take you to from start to finish, from pre-production to post-production?
We took about a 6-hour video shoot, and then we had another video shoot at our clothing endorsement in Kilgore, Texas, at Everything That Blings, which is the band's clothing endorsement, mainly Sheila's clothing endorsement. But she has taken on the whole band to where she outfits all the guys in the band, so we look coordinated, and we look a little bit more high class that way.
And what What is your favorite rituals that you do when you're performing or before you go on stage? Is there something that you do in particular every time you perform?
Just kind of practice, with the vocals coming up and down. That helps me a lot because I do a lot of songs, cover songs, that are pretty high. The vocals. So my range is kind of way up there, and I can get up and down.
Got to turn my phone off.
I'm having trouble hearing.
Can you hear me?
You want to move up just a little bit?
I can't. We're fine right where we're doing. You're
Okay.
answering her questions.
Okay.
If you have something that you want me to answer, you can relay it. But I'm a little bit hard to hear. I've been a rock and roller all my life.
A rock and roller. So what other kind of bands have you performed in since you brought up rock and roller all your life? How long have you been performing, Alan?
I've been performing since I was 10 years old. And I'm fixing to turn 65 next week.
No way.
And I'm the youngest guy in the band. Sheila's the youngest woman and the oldest woman in the band. But she's the kid in the band.
Where's the baby, huh?
She's a kiddo.
Now, how do you both write songs?
Yes, we do.
How do you both get your inspiration?
I've got most of my inspiration from my childhood and things that's happened in my life. All of this CD here that I have out that I recorded in Nashville. These are mostly all songs that I wrote, except for maybe 3 that that my producer added in that would sound good. But I recorded that in Nashville, and most of my songs, I lived them. The Daddy's Mountains about my dad and my granddaddy's farm. Little Feather is part of my Native American, ancestry, and my grandchildren. I write a lot about what I've lived. Now, Alan, he writes a little bit different than I do, though. He has wrote about life, but
I write whatever mood I'm in.
He can have a song right off the top of his head, and I have sometimes I have to, have the it's the mindset. I've had a lot of when I've got a lot of things going on, it's hard to write because you've got so much family, anything else going on in your life. But if you can let all that go aside and just concentrate on certain things, then things come. I wrote Granddaddy's Farm in like 20 minutes, and I had all of the words and the music and everything during the night. I mean, I woke up with all this, and I had to go and write it all down, or it'd have been gone.
The song you came from.
Yeah, Alan wrote the song with you.
The distraught that this nation is going through, and a message that I wanted to relay to the people that are around us. Would you be my friend? Why can't we be friends? The long time ago when the song "Why Can't We Be Friends," I said, well, I'm going to write a song not similar to that, but something that means the same thing. That all this fussing and fighting, we can just get along and be a lot more productive.
You want to sing a little bit of it? You don't have to do the whole song.
We just did it.
Oh, you just did. That was the one. That was what it was. I'm sorry.
That's our newest single, and everybody.
I can't wait to see the video. You have to come back when you release the video.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Yeah. How do you? Oh, I started asking you the same question. If you have, if you could have dinner with one person, living or dead, who would it be and why? Sheila, you first, and then Howard.
It would be Loretta Lynn.
Why?
Because she I've listened to Loretta Lynn ever since I was a child. My grandmother, I learned how to cook from my grandma and my mother. And she always had that old classic country playing in the kitchen while she was cooking. And Loretta Lynn, it seemed like her songs inspired me to want to write songs, just like, she was doing. And she was writing songs about her life, and that's kind of gave me the inspiration of that's what I want to do. I want to be, write like Loretta does and just be an inspiration to other people. And, I just loved her country flair and that she just down home person. It meant a lot to me because I was raised, the same way, hard times, but, music and love of family, kind of always helped me get through anything. And Loretta every song I hear, it just makes me feel a heartfelt in my heart. I mean, it's like it touches your heart completely, So I just love Loretta. I hope to meet her one day, but I may not. But, I've been to her ranch many, many times. We always go there kind of on our stop on the way to Nashville when we're going up there for anything we got going on with Josie or anything. And her place is just so peaceful and nice, and just, seeing all that she's done, it inspired me to go forward with what I was doing, because I married at 15 and I had a child at 16. So, and then I lost my husband 6 years ago to a massive heart attack, his father. And then me and Alan met and we got married, and I'm just happy as can be now. But it's been a hard life. It really has. And Loretta's always gave me, the inspiration to go on with your music, no matter what people say or think or say you'll never get where you want to go. I've got to where I want to go. I mean, and I never thought I'd be this far, but I am. And I thank God and all our fans out there that love our music and come to our shows and listen to our stuff. And we got signed with Dr. John's Surgery Records in the UK just last October. So we're really excited about that. And we did have a chance to go over there to play at the country festival, but with all the COVID and the everything going on right now, they're still closed.
Pandemic.
They're still closed. Their borders are. So, we wasn't going to take a chance of leaving the country right now.
And Alan, what about you?
Alan, who's your inspiration?
Well, that's a very difficult question.
Who would you like to have dinner with, living or dead?
Person that I admire the most in music to have an evening meal with would be, I suppose, Eric Clapton or Roy Clark.
Why? What, you would like to have dinner with them?
There's too many to make one decision. We're just going to have a big dinner party. And you get to meet and visit and touch the lives of everybody that I admire. There's not just one person who's influenced my music career over my years. When I first started playing the guitar, my dad gave me a Hank Williams songbook, and we're not talking about Bo Cephas.
We're talking about singing.
We're talking about Lovesick Blues and Your Cheating Heart Guy.
The dad.
And my dad gave me also a Johnny Cash songbook, and then from then on, my across the street neighbor had a Grand Funk album that I just tore up. I just listened to it and listened to it and listened to it. So there's just too many people that have been in the.
Do you know Bad Time?
As influences in my life of all the different things that I have touched my guitar playing and music creativity that has blossomed out of me.
Excuse me. Now, you've been nominated this year for 4 Josie Awards, if I'm correct, for the 7th annual.
Six awards this year.
6 awards. Thank
We
you for
just got,
correcting me.
they announced Entertainer of the Year, 2 weeks ago. And our band got Entertainer of the Year in multi-genre. And I've got Entertainer of the Year in traditional country, female traditional country. So I'm really excited. We've got 6 awards. Nominations for awards. And also my clothing endorsement has been nominated for Stage Fashion Trailblazer Award. So she's also a nominee for the Josie Awards, and we are so excited for her as well. Jacqueline Henley of Everything That Blings. That's our clothing endorsement.
Do you have a sample of your clothing? Maybe you have it on?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I have
Stand
some.
up and do some model.
So you have on from.
Stand up, model it a little bit.
Take your guitar off and show off your clothing. You can leave it on.
From what we can see, is it a longer dress or is that just
It's just like a long shirt, or you could make it into a dress if you wanted to, but I have shorts.
Okay.
But I have all kinds of things I get from her. I've got pinup dresses, like 50 dresses, and just regular dresses.
And
She's just got jewelry. And
Is that your earrings that you designed?
yeah, she has all the jewelry that I get from her. I wear a lot of feathers because of my Native American, ancestry and heritage. But
What tribe?
on my mom's side was Cherokee and Choctaw, and on my daddy's side was Cherokee. So I've got it on both sides of my family, and I'm very proud of it.
And the rest
As you should be.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you were a color, what would you be and why?
If I was a color,
What would you be and why?
I think I love turquoise. And turquoise reminds me of my Native American family. And I just love it, the color of turquoise, it seems like it stands out when you wear, things, and you can wear it with just about any color.
And what about you, Alan?
blue,
Why? Why would you be blue?
because it's a calming type color. It's matches my eyes. And it's a soothing color. It's a color of the sky when there's no clouds in the sky. So God evidently made it there for something, for some reason.
We're going to. You guys had a video out about Harley fever. I think that won a Josie Award last year. Correct?
It was nominated.
Nominated.
Yeah, it was nominated last year, but it didn't win. But that was one of my songs from my album that I recorded in Nashville.
Okay,
And me and my brother-in-law wrote that together. And the video has my brother-in-law and my sister in it.
Okay, let's go ahead and play it, and then you can describe your brother-in-law and your sister.
Okay.
And hold on, we're gonna play it real quick.
Okay.
Join us live. Sorry, technical. Pushed the wrong button.
I remember the day he first saw her, sparkling like a diamond. She looked tough, dressed to the hilt, detailed out just right. He wanted her bad, but he might have to sell his truck. He's got that He works the taillights on his truck as we wave goodbye. Harley fever. What am I gonna do? Harley fever. You never know when Harley fever's gonna get to you. Harley fever. What am I gonna do? Harley fever. You never know when Harley fever's gonna get to you. You'll never know if Harley fever's gonna happen to you.
And we're back. So how did you like that one?
Yes. Yeah, that my brother-in-law, he was the one who was on the Harley, and my sister was the dealer person that sold him the Harley.
Salesperson.
The salesperson.
It was almost like the way they looked like you thought, oh, he wants to have an affair with her, but he wanted to have an affair with the
Oh,
Harley.
yeah. Yes, it was like, when we sing about it, my brother-in-law and me wrote this together, and, he had a few other things in it, that I had to kind of clean it up, because it wasn't, it would have to be a little, some other words in there.
Innuendos.
So we worked it out, and this turned out so good. And yeah, it's like he's talking about a woman, but it's a Harley.
That was like his true love, the Harley.
Yes.
Harley Davidson. Now, where was it filmed at? How long did it take you to film that?
That was filmed in Cooksville, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. And it just took like most of the day. It was a day of shooting. And then, my producer in Nashville, Kenny Lee, he did all the editing, and it took him about a month or two, and he had it ready for us. But, it's a lot of work, once you get your video done, you got all the clips and you have to put things together. So video it's a work in progress as you go along. And my Little Feather video, my 3 granddaughters are in it. And my daughter-in-law's parents are playing the flute. So if you get a chance to look at it, I'm very proud of that one. It kind of tells and talks about, about my ancestry.
I have to go through when you guys come back the next time. We'll put a couple of your different videos up so we can talk a little bit more about it, and you can actually watch it. I don't think you was expecting that you'd actually be watching your video. That's why I want you to come back when you get your video done, and we can premiere it here.
Yes, we love that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Now you won. Help me out here because I didn't my notes. You won an award for the LA songwriting competition.
The 23rd annual Los Angeles Music Awards, we won Rock Band of the Year.
In 2013. Remember that?
Yeah, his other band.
That was the band that I came from to join this band.
Okay. And so you used to live in LA?
I didn't
Or
hear
no?
what she said.
She said you used to live in LA?
No, ma'am, I didn't live. We flew out there to compete.
Okay. You flew
It was
out
a national competition, and we went through all the steps, and we performed at the Whiskey A Go Go in Hollywood.
How was that?
And
Performing
then
on
we
a
went
stage
back
like
for the
that.
award ceremony after we performed there to be in competition at the Whiskey A Go Go. And then we were recipients of the award and performed at the Avalon Theater. So we made 2 trips to Hollywood that year.
So you made the rounds of two big theaters here in Hollywood. Did you feel any of the legends when you was on the Whiskey, the stage of all the rock legends and
Did I feel-
performers?
The
Did you could
was on the
Well,
Whiskey A Go Go stage.
Well, there's an enormous amount of mojo inside that room.
that's it.
Very you walk into the room and we were one of the first people to get there and start loading our gear in, and we just all looked at each other and couldn't say anything. It was just the mojo was just absolutely overwhelming. As we were inside the room, we're going like, my gosh, everybody who's been everybody, in the rock field at least has performed there, and we're fixing to take the stage that everybody else has been on. And it just put a smile that you couldn't wipe off of our face. And we really realized it when we went to the Hard Rock Cafe. Every time we go someplace, I have to get a Hard Rock Cafe t-shirt. So we took a taxi ride over to the Hard Rock Cafe. My gosh, that one t-shirt probably cost me over $100 with all the taxi fees and everything. But we walked around in the Hard Rock Cafe, and everybody's poster and guitar and everything that they put up there, everybody's guitar had a poster of them at the Whiskey A Go Go. And I'm sitting here going like, man, everybody's performed at the Whiskey A Go Go. They need a poster of, I need to donate a guitar and put a poster of us here.
And how was it to perform at the Avalon? That was over on Vine Street, right?
The Avalon was a.
That's
I
got
didn't
some
know that
mojo
much
to it.
about the Avalon Theater, but it was eloquent. A very upscale auditorium where people that I only see from a distance because they're of the upper echelon of people that I've never been. It's just one of those kind of places that you're just in awe of as you walk in. We hung around backstage because we didn't know any place else to do back there. We didn't know how much we were going to have to be charged to sit down at a table.
So how did you see the stars, the classic stars on the Walk of Fame?
We really didn't have a chance to mingle. We were, as an entertainer, you're shuffled onto a backstage, and the stage manager is lining up everybody and telling what order you're going to be in, and then you shuffled onto stage and you do your thing, and then you're shuffled off to the other side. And we did walk the red carpet. That was very interesting, with all the press and the paparazzi taking pictures and asking questions and things of that sort. And it was an experience, to say the least. So something that I wasn't normally used to, living in the East Texas area and touring we mainly just toured the the Sun Belt states, and had never been out to California. And it's a beautiful state to visit. I don't think I want to live there, but but it's a beautiful state to visit.
Now, who are the other members of the group?
I'm sorry, I didn't know what she said.
What was the other members of the group?
The other members of the group were Donnie Pendleton was on guitar. I was on guitar. Greg Cagle was on bass. and Terry Sawyer on drums, and Donnie Hart on lead vocals.
And that was in, what was the name of that band?
That was the Alan Fox Band.
The Alan Fox Band. And what about that?
I formed that band in the year 2000. The band that I was in before that was called Sidekick. And
What kind of band was that?
which was a country band that I just got through remastering their CD that we recorded in this studio back in 1994, and we were touring a lot with Neil McCoy, and we remastered that and have just got through getting new copies of the Sidekick. And the reason that I did that was because the lead vocalist and guitarist now plays steel guitar with Sheila and the Caddo Cats. We're the only surviving members of that band, and that's Dave Mahalik and Alan Fox. It was actually Dave's band that he formed when he lived in Dallas, and he had moved to Henderson, Texas, and that's how he met me. I was playing bass for the youth choir at church, and and after church he came to me and asked, "Hey, you're a bass player? I need a bass player this Saturday night for a job to play." And I go, "Oh, really? I can do that." And we got to be really good friends at that point in time, and I kind of let him know that he'd do a lot better off with me on guitar rather than on bass. I can play. I don't want to necessarily toot my own horn. I'm a great bass player, but I'm a much better guitarist.
So there's guitar, there's bass, there's rhythm. What's the difference in the?
I had actually, when I was at SFA, Stephen F. Austin State University in Nacogdoches, I had quit college to be in a band with Michael Garvin, who has written songs now for anybody from Donnie Marie Osmond to J Lo, Waiting for the Night. And but I quit and started playing bass because we couldn't find a good bass player. So I played bass for 8 years when I was living in the Shreveport-Bossier area. So, and members of the Musicians Union, and I was first on their top of their list to call when they had somebody that could just walk in and fill in and do them a good job if they were needing a bass player. And then I moved back to East Texas from that experience, and actually went to work as a meat cutter. Has nothing to do with music, but got into a band called the Replicators. And it was a club band that had a house gig in Longview, Texas. And that's where I met Terry Sawyer. He was the drummer of that band. And we've been basically playing together on and off since then. Terry left the Replicators a few months after I joined to go on world tours with Ricky Lynn Gregg. And came back, and I snagged him up for the Alan Fox Band.
And now he's in the Sheila and the Caddo Cats.
And now he's in Sheila and the Caddo Cats. I'm hanging on to him.
And he only plays a snare drum with
And
us.
now who's the other members of the Sheila and the Caddo Cats?
Sheila and the Caddo Cats was formed underneath the idea to specialize in playing restaurants, to where we can play low volumes or whatever volume that we can, since we are an acoustic variety band. We play acoustic instruments. Terry only plays the snare drum, and he's talented enough you don't miss a thing. He doesn't need all of the big drum kit and all this kind of stuff. That's just going to make it so much louder. So he plays the snare, and when Sheeta's not playing the guitar, she plays a shaker, which is sort of like the hi-hat for
My range stick.
your range stick. And and it works out really well. Steve was originally our bass player for Sheila and the Caddo Cats, was originally supposed to be the guitarist. And before they ever got into rehearsals, his next door neighbor brought him an upright bass that he found in the dumpster, and said, "Hey, Steve, you want this?" And he goes, "Yeah, I want that." And he refurbed it and told Sheila he wants to play bass in the band with the upright bass. So there we had it. She needs a guitarist again. And the Alan Fox band, after 18 years, was calling it quits, and we wanted a band that we could play like 6 o'clock in the evening till 9 o'clock at night, or 7 to 10, and be home early and not have to worry about staying out all night loading gear and stuff like that, because we're not spring chickens anymore. But we still wanted to use our creativity to write and record and bring pleasure into other people's lives by trying to let them feel what's inside us through our fingers and our voices, to where they can hear exactly what's going on as a musician is relaying their musicianship to the listener. And we've had great success where we've been averaging over 60 shows a year, and that we did 61 shows during the pandemic, which everything was closed down. We still performed over 60 shows during that year, and we are solidly booked right now. I'm having to tell people that, well, we're fixing to open up our calendar for 2022, and that's going to probably be the nearest date that you can get us booked.
So you have an event tomorrow night at the RNA Tavern?
Yes, ma'am.
Tomorrow at the RNA Tavern in
Mineola, Texas.
And where's that?
That's about an hour and a half from Carthage towards Dallas. About in the middle of between us and Dallas.
Close to Lindale, Texas, where Miranda that's her home area. I love her too. She's a very wonderful artist.
Randy's kin to her that you wrote that song with.
Now, if either one of you could be invisible, what would you do, and what would you want to see?
What now?
If we were invisible?
Yeah, what would you do, or where would you want to? Where would you want to be?
What would we do, and what would we want to be if we were invisible?
Oh my! I'd join the Avengers and see about helping out fight crime.
But you would be invisible, so nobody would
I
see
hope
you.
so. I think that my upbringing and everything. I'm an Eagle Scout with 3 palms and worked at the scout camp, tapped out in the Order of the Arrow. It was taught and beat into my head that you admire this country and you stand up for this country, that the United States, our colors do not run from a fight.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Pardon me?
What's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve? Well, at this point in time, I really don't have a pet peeve. I try to get along with everybody and try to teach by example. And if people don't want to be able to listen and understand, hopefully they can see how I handle situations that arise and learn from that. If they don't already know how to handle those situations, maybe they can be they can learn from the experience.
What advice would you give to somebody who wanted to be in the entertainment industry?
Advice that I would give to somebody who wanted to be an entertainer?
Yes.
Discipline and consistency, which can go hand in hand in anything, whether it's whatever occupation that you so desire. Consistency and discipline, I feel, are the two main ingredients to having a successful and fulfilling life. No matter if it's just wanting to make your marriage work or have a great sounding band, that being able to have those two qualities, whether you can think about other people's feelings easily with discipline and consistency.
And Sheila, what about you? What advice would you give to somebody?
I would just, what I would say is just if you believe in what you're doing, keep trying. I mean, don't give up. If you know, you may get discouraged. I've been in competitions, vocal competitions, and they're hard because there's always going to be someone out there that is a lot better, and it does hurt your feelings if you don't win or you don't make a place but I have learned from things like that to go on to do what I want to do and make people happy with my music and singing, and it fills my heart to see people out there enjoying the music. And it may touch a soul that has had a hard day, or you don't know what they're going through. I've had so many people come up to me and say, Sheila, you just don't know what that song meant to hear you sing it, and it just went right through me. And my voice was able to touch their soul to be able to let whatever was going on go and just enjoy the moment and go on, and there is hope with everything that you do. I've always been that kind of a person. My family was a big family, and our daddy, I have 5 sisters, and he was a music director at our church, and he always was always singing and playing the guitar. He taught me 5 major chords when I was 10 years old. And that's what I learned from that. And as I went on playing, and I learned more chords and guitar work, and he's even showed me chords I didn't even know they existed. So since I've met him, so that all I can say is just it's just I want to be try to be an inspiration to people, and hope that they have whatever they want to do in life. Don't let anybody stop you. If you can do it, go ahead and do it. I mean, and be proud of what you're doing.
Don't fight it. It's a God-given talent. If you don't
become big and famous or on a major label, see, we're independent artists. There's independent labels, and it's different. But it's almost like the same thing. To me, now major is a little bit, a lot more stricter, but you have more control in the indie world.
And what about your pet peeve?
Your pet peeve.
My pet peeve would be, what would you think it would be?
This is yours. I already answered my pet peeve question.
Well, I don't have much of a pet peeve either. I try to be, a lot of people say you stay on the fence, you don't go to one side or the other, so I just want to see other artists, work hard and do what they're doing and love what they're doing. And if you want to go further, you go as far as you can. That's the main thing. The
main thing is don't give up.
Yeah, giving up that's the worst thing you can do. There's
been too many artists that only thing I can say is it's such a waste to see a good talent lay there and not be in use for a God-given talent that God gave you this talent to share. And as a performer, if you have performed enough, I call it an applause junkie. Once you get out there and perform a lot, and if you just try to cut it off, you're going to be lacking in your life. You're going to be feeling like there's something missing, and I need to get back to it.
It's part of
when I was a single parent for many years and raising my son, and then he got older to where he could be left with my mom and dad, and for short periods of time when I could get out there and perform again. And it just brought a lot of joy back into my life. Not saying that my son didn't bring any joy to my life. I love my son, and but it's a fulfillment that's inside you that you have to be able to satisfy. It's just hard to explain that you can just be down in the dumps all the time if you're not out there sharing your talent with people.
And did you guys just do another acoustic song? Like maybe your Unleashed Texas or your Feather song?
Yeah, we could do another one for you.
Yeah, which one did you want to? You could do your Native American Feather
Okay.
song.
Okay.
Our acoustic version of Uncertain of Little Feather.
Little Feather. And Sheila, you wrote that, correct?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. I wrote this about my oldest granddaughter when she was just a week old, and she's 20 years old now. And then I added in about my Native American,
Hold on 1 second.
ancestry. So it really it's a real special song to me because of my granddaughter and Native American.
I'm going to put the song live.
The eyes of a child are so innocent, not knowing the wrong that we do. People just keep learning what life's all about. Some don't make it, some do. Just watch a little smile and that face shine bright, like the sun listening down on the lake. One day she'll grow up, find out what life's all about.
This is Sheila and the Caddo Cats.
Bright shining through. Little feathers eyes shining like the sun, and then your bright eyes is hope and peace and love, and peace and love. The winds of change keep shifting again. The eagle's flying higher. He watches each day with fire in his eyes, taunting and warning his prey. Trail of tears keeps us traveling on. Little feather, she walked with a limp. She's all grown up, wants to change the world like the and peace, and peace and love, little feather.
And that was Sheila and the Caddo Cats live on YouTube. Come on over there for the rest of the interview. Live on YouTube, Hollywood Happenings. Say hi, TikTok.
Hi, TikTok. From Sheila and the Caddo Cats. We love ya.
So come on over to YouTube.
Come on over to YouTube.
Hey, we got 17 views out of that.
All right.
All right. Hey, that's pretty good. I said, I'll put the music over there. So how do you like, because you guys have been interviewed a lot, different, from the Zooms to and with the pandemic, there's all kinds of new ways to do it. Where you just call up on the phone and you talk, or you do the Zoom, or you do so how do you like the new medium, the StreamYard?
I like this. I do. It's it seems really simple once we got on and
Once we got on and figured it was my first time too, so we had some technical difficulties in the beginning. Thank God I had some of your songs uploaded, and then I clicked out of it. I said, maybe I didn't do something right. I'm like, oh wow. But we got it. We got it. So I want you guys to come back. We mentioned like you doing it with your full band.
Oh,
So
yeah, we could do that.
See, I could send out links too, and they could see just because this is new to you. Like you guys could be there, they could be in their house.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, so we could do it that way too. We just send out the links.
Okay.
And then that way you'll have to help them. They'll get on and figure it out if we do it that way. Because it took us a bit. Because I'm like, so now I know you guys. I said, well, I'm not getting. But I'm like, oh, you got to click on that link. And that's why I went. But you did sign up, so you can sign up with your free account.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so you get that going. And that's what you thought. I'm like, I know it's confusing because I'm like, how do we do this? Eventually, I want to get it where I can put my own logo up there. But for now, I'm good with that. With the little StreamYard thing, I'm like, for now, I'm good with it. So what's your favorite kind of food? What do you eat before you perform? Do you have any?
Usually, I don't eat very much, before I perform. I usually maybe eat, I usually order something and eat a little bite. And then whatever I have left is in a to-go box because, if I get too full, it's hard to sing when you've got too much food in you.
Do you do a lot of lemon water?
Ma'am?
Do you do a lot of lemon water? Do you have the lemons?
I do a lot of water. Yes, I do. And I do, like Propel, the sports water, but it's sugar-free.
Propel water, it replaces your electrolytes without all the sugar.
I like Propel.
Because we, a lot of times in the summer, we play outside, so we have to keep hydrated. Like we played last night, we was out in this heat, and we just try to stay hydrated as much, keep water, and I've always got something to keep me cool,
I hear something behind me. There's nothing behind me. It must be my fan that's blowing something. I'm like, okay. I'm trying. Do you see what? Do you see my kitchen background? I'm trying to figure out a good background. So you guys got the studio vibe.
Yeah, you see our space kitty?
Yeah, I see your space kitty. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, that's our Space Kitty
Right
here
there.
in the studio
Space Kitty
520.
covers up the keyboards. That's the keyboard section of the studio. She keeps it covered up the keyboards so they don't get so dusty.
Hey, that's a good thing though, because you don't want that dust to get in those keyboards.
Oh yeah.
I can play like, you could probably teach me the rest of it, I bet you. I could do like Silent Night, Holy Night, All Is Calm, All Is Bright, and then I forgot the rest of it. But I taught myself.
Oh wow, that's nice.
So I guess that means I'm not tone deaf, right? If I can teach myself, and I can read music, so I'm like, oh yay! Because I know I'm playing it right if I hear like this theme from MASH, I go, da 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 da. Okay, I know I'm right. But sounds like your phone is on.
Yeah, it sounds like the phone is ringing in there. Yeah, his phone.
Yeah, I forgot to turn mine off, but it's off now.
Well, it was so good to talk to you, Miss Karen.
Yes, I'm gonna let us play out. We're gonna play out for next week. I'm actually gonna do a live one because he's not on the YouTube unless he gets banned for some reason on TikTok. But I'm gonna play out. Let's play this out before we and hang out in the green room for just a second.
Okay.
For 1 second. Join us live Saturday, September the 24th at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. With award-winning chef and cook, Swervin. We're going to be giving cooking tips, discussing the latest topics, and we're going to do a little small interview. You can come July the 24th live on TikTok at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and 5 p.m. Central Time. Stay with Hollywood Happenings, and we will see you on July the 24th. And that is next week, July 24th at 3 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time. That's confusing me all the time. And I definitely want to have you guys come back when you get your video back, have the full band back. We can either do it this way, and then we'll have like 3 screens on there, like would be like us two, and then them. That might be the easiest way. So that way you can show them. And I'll get this downloaded so I can save that because I think it's only up for like 15 days or whatever. But I'll download it so I can save it.
Maybe we could have us all together. And
I would love to get you guys all together in the studio too. Maybe we can do a couple different interviews.
Sounds great.
Right. Maybe one day I'll be down at the Josie show doing the red carpet interviews.
I know, but we just love Josie and Tina Marie. I mean,
they're so good.
I've been with Matt. Yes, Matt Boone is married Josie, and he is such a darling. I mean, and they're such a sweet couple. Me and Al got to go to their wedding, and it was just so beautiful. And
that song that he wrote for his dad after his dad passed.
Yes.
Oh my God, Main Street. I hope it's number one again.
I had to download it because I loved it so much, because I lost my father when I was 12 years old in a car accident.
Yeah, I lost my mom in 1990, but it wasn't a car accident or nothing, but I'm just like, and I felt it. I feel it. I'm like, oh Lord.
Oh yes, it's such a heartfelt song. It's beautiful.
Right.
And his dad would be so proud of him.
Oh, he sure would. He's smiling down on him from heaven, and the way the rainbows would always come in, and the video was very nicely done.
Yes,
I'm trying to set up an interview with Matt and then Josie and Tina over here too. So when I get this, I think you'll be able to share it over to your page.
Okay,
so you can see it. That'll help us build it. But for the first time, we got a few views on the TikTok.
All right,
that I did it. I don't know how many we got over here, but you can get people to watch it. But we were just doing a practice so we can learn what's going on the StreamYard side. So we can get it. I like it. It's easy. Now you guys and there'll be like one time, maybe we could do 2 separate interviews. One with the whole band together, and then one where you could do like another screen. And then that way they could each be together. So like that would be cool too. That would have been perfect during the pandemic.
Yes.
Right, exactly. All right, we're going to sign off. Stay on for a minute so I can sign out, and then stay in the green room for just 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to understand how this works. Okay, this is Over and Out, So Long. And where are you performing again tomorrow night?
At RNA Tavern in Mineola, Texas. 4 to 7.
4 to 7.
4 to 7. And are you playing any place during the week or next weekend?
We play again next weekend. We play in Tyler at the Brookshire's Fresh. And then also we play the Broken Stool Bar and Grill on Saturday, the 24th. So yes, we have 2 shows next weekend as well.
So come on out and see the Sheila and the Caddo Cats. And
Yes. And look us up under SheilaandtheCattlecats.com.
and hold on 1 second. I think, you know what? I did not put that in there. Let me see if it's still there. 1 second. I hope it is. And if I can get it, let's show this. For booking information, can you see that? You want to read that?
Yes, that is all right.
For bookings, you can email Alan Fox at info,
Yes.
or you can call 903-754-3025 in Carthage, Texas. Or for international bookings, also Alan Fox. And the members of the band is Steve Allen, Terry Slayer, Dave
Sawyer,
Sawyer, Dave Melchek,
Mahalik.
It looks like
Mahalik.
it looks not like what it's pronounced. It's Mahalik, Dave Mahalik.
I just
Michael.
want- So you could tell me anything that you want me to put in there. I think you might be able to do that too. I'm not sure, but we're going to learn how to do this so we can perfect this.
Oh, you can put it on our website.
Name of the band, Sheila and the Caddo Cats. Put a .com on the back. Look us up on the web and like us on Facebook.
Caddo with a C and Cats with a K.
And tell us all of your social media.
Yeah, we have Facebook. It's under Sheila and the Caddo Cats. And also we have Twitter. And we do have TikTok.
If you go to our website,
Yeah, it
we
has
have
all of
all of
those.
the icons for all of our social media right there at the top left-hand corner.
Now, you do have a TikTok. Is it Sheila the Caddo Cats or?
Yes, it is.
Okay. We'll have to do a live on TikTok sometime.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we got to get you up to 1,000. I just was able to go live before you go live.
The website says it all.
Yeah.
That's right.
It has a lot of information and everything that all of our platforms. And Dr. John's Surgery Records, that's where you can go and download our music, or you can get an actual CD from our website, or at a show. We always have merchandise and CDs and shirts and koozies and things that we sell our merchandise with. So if anybody wants any of that, all of that is on our website as well.
Hold on 1 second. Let me put that in the comment section.
Right.
That is Sheila Fox.
I don't know what hat I have on.
Well, Sheila Clark Fox, because
Right.
Clark is, everybody has known me as Sheila Clark, for many years as an artist before, me and Alan.
SheilaClarkFox.com. SheilaClarkFox.com.
No, it's Sheila and the Caddo Cats.com.
Oops. KATS.com. Is that right? I put it
Yes,
in
ma'am.
there. All right, we got it in the comments, so that way if somebody comes in there to see it. And I'm going to end the broadcast and then stay in the green room. We'll talk for 1 more second.
Okay.